Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another episode review. This is going to be for Gotham, episode 9, season 1, Harvey Dent. So, this is the Harvey Dent episode, and also the episode where Selina Kyle and Bruce Wayne meet for the first time. So, it's a pretty good episode. And I also want to point out that the actor for Harvey Dent, Nicola D'Agosta, I believe is how you say his name, he was in Final Destination number 5, which is one of my favorite horror movies. So yeah, I just want to point that out. So yeah, before I begin on the review, 10-second spoiler warning as usual for those that get to actually watch the episode and haven't already. Stop the video, go check it out, and then come back and watch the rest of this review. 10-second spoiler warning as usual, starting now. Okay, so 10 seconds are up, so for those who have yet to actually watch the episode and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me that I never gave you a fair warning, because as usual, I did. So yeah, as usual, quick synopsis, sex and dissex, and then the rate. So as I mentioned before, this is the Harvey Dent episode, and they introduce Harvey Dent, again played by Nicolas D'Agosta, and basically he's one of the honest lawyers, which is pretty weird because honesty and lawyers don't usually go together, but whatever. So he's a genuine honest lawyer, and he's basically trying to figure out who killed the Waynes. He's been following the reports and whatever, and he more or less thinks that Lovecraft possibly killed or had some kind of affiliation with the murder of the Waynes. He says that due to the fact that they now have a suspect, and they have a witness or a possible suspect and a witness, they could, send this out to, even if it's not Lovecraft, they could send it out to the media, and when talking starts, stuff is gonna happen. People are gonna start messing up, and that's how you find your killer. So he starts with Lovecraft because he thinks that's the person who has the most motivation to possibly kill the Waynes. So pretty interesting, and yeah, basically he says that he wants some kind of stock share in Wayne Enterprise, or he wants some part in Wayne Enterprise, but Thomas Wayne just wouldn't give it to him. It wasn't really explained, in my opinion, fully, which is why I am going to deduce some points in that. It wasn't really explained fully, in my opinion, but there was some kind of commotion between the two. They had some kind of falling out, and motivation right there as to why possibly kill the Waynes, or at least the Wayne parents. Also, you do have Selina Kyle and Bruce Wayne meeting for the first time. It's kind of funny because it's one of those situations where you have the pauper and the prince kind of meeting for the first time. You have the poor kid and the rich kid meeting for the first time. The gutter rat, in this case, the gutter rat and the rich kid meeting for the first time. And you have Alfred, who really doesn't agree with the situation. He says, does she really have to be here? I really don't feel comfortable. At first he's kind of like that, but it's like funny because you have Bruce who tells Alfred, behave, Alfred, like a dog. So that just cracked me up. And the interaction between Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle was pretty funny overall. It was pretty funny. I mean, it was mostly flirtatious in my opinion, and there's just parts where I was just straight up cracking up because either A, Bruce Wayne just does not know how to talk to girls, or B, just the way Selina Kyle is, she's way too forward. Like, Selina Kyle will be like, do you want to make out? And then Bruce Wayne will be like, what? I don't understand what's making out. Yeah, I kind of need to go places right now, but I'll see you later. It's just fun. It's just funny overall. So the interaction with these two, but it's mostly flirtatious in my opinion. And overall it makes sense, but it's just pretty funny. So yeah. Then you also have Penguin, who kind of takes a back seat in this episode. He's not in it that much, but in the parts he's in it, he basically steals the show. He's in this apartment. I don't know. I want to say it's his apartment, but I don't know whose apartment it is exactly. It could be Fish Mooney's. It could be his. I have no idea whose apartment it is. He's in this apartment, and he basically deduces that Liza is working for Fish Mooney to possibly take out Falcone. Now, he already knew someone was working for Fish Mooney to take out Falcone, but he didn't know who it was exactly. Now, he didn't know the name either. He just knew it was a woman. So I guess he snuck into her apartment or whatever. I don't know. Whatever. He goes in there 2 or 3 times, and then the last time, he basically confronts Liza, says, are you truly doing this and why? And she basically talks like a dog and spills the beans basically. He's like, well, I'm not. Don't worry, this is gonna stay with me. The secret's gonna stay with me. And I'm like, that's complete fucking bullshit. That is complete bullshit. You're gonna tell Falcone in about 2 minutes. So there's also that. So yeah, and I kind of wondered, does Penguin still work for, or is he still associated with Maroni? Because we haven't really seen Maroni in a long time. So yeah, and then you also have Jim Gordon. He's having his personal troubles. He basically, Barbara ditched him. Surprise, surprise. But the character development they had with Barbara in this episode, she was in it for one scene, and that one scene is maybe one of the most strangest, oddest, what the fuck character developments ever. Because the thing is, she's not really developed that much in the comics either. And when we see her in the comics, she's like 50 years old. She's like 50, 60, 70 years old. So to develop her from the start in her 20s and 30s, that's going to be even more difficult. So in the last scene, you have, it's kind of like a sex scene, to say the least. It's her and Montoya having sex, listening to Jim Gordon beg for Barbara to come back. So I'm like, okay, I have no idea how to process this scene, because part of me enjoys it for the obvious reasons. I'm not really gonna get into why. And the other half of me just says, like, Barbara's just a terrible character. So is Montoya. So yeah. So part of it agrees for reasons, for obvious reasons. The other part of me is because, like, just doesn't agree with it because of what the fuck just happened. So yeah. Yeah, for the negatives, I will say though that there are a few things that are unexplained that I do think they should have explained a bit more. So yeah, also just this one scene, there's a couple scenes with Penguin. Actually, all the scenes with Penguin, they have the background music, and the background music just doesn't fit with the overall scene. It just seems out of place, and it just seems distracting. So I am gonna deduct some points out of that too. And then the scene with Barbara, I have no idea I don't know what to do with that scene, so there is that too. But I do like the interaction between the two kid actors, David Mazouz and Selena Kyle's actress. I forget her name, but they do good together. Flirtatious, I guess, in a bit. They are about the same age, about 12 or 13, so that also helps a lot. And yeah, I do think that they could make a, I guess, good couple on the show in a sense. So yeah, I do like the way they introduced Harvey Dent. Pretty well done, him, and they gave an Easter egg to his personality, with the coin, saying heads you go to jail, or no, heads you're free to go, tails you go to jail. So he kind of flips the coin, and it was heads. So the kid he was interrogating walks off free. So I did like the Easter egg. Also Edward Nigma, he did get some love in this episode. He did get a bit more developed. But it's funny because he had this one scene. He asked about Harvey Bullock and Jim Gordon. He's like, "Do you guys play video games?" It was just like it kind of seems like he wanted to hang out with them. Because it's like because they're some of the few people who actually respect him. He kind of like wanted to hang out with them, but they kind of just ignored him. But said that they still appreciate his work. So I guess that was pretty cool. Overall, it's a pretty great episode. Really did like the episode. There were some gray areas in this episode, but overall, pretty great episode. Can't really argue anything about it aside from the few scenes, either the music not fitting, or just me having mixed feelings about the scene, or just small ticks about other stuff that I just don't care about. So yeah, on a score of 1 to 10, or things not being explained that much, that's another thing. So on a score of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I give this episode an 8.5 out of 10. It's a pretty great episode. Do definitely check it out if you haven't already, as well as the show as a whole. And yeah, that's basically it for now. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews, so definitely do stay tuned for that. Besides that, comment down below on your thoughts on the episode. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Comment on that down below. Let me know. Like the video, share Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.